Okay, media player, are you... God damn it, every time. Alright, give me a second, media player's being terrible. No, you just gotta connect to media player, that's all you gotta do, man. No, media player wants to constantly disable itself. No, it's like, why would it want itself to be playing? Unless it is muted. No, it's not muted. No worries. Frost's all good. You just get to enjoy the next week when we have a normal tournament and we play with the Sparks, Moth, and Zombie. Anime, woman, male. And there's the low guy? Here's... Okay, no, I'm trying to figure out this whole stupid media player thing. Why aren't you connecting? No, you just do this a couple of times. No, it's just like, it just goes like, no. You know, honestly, what I could just physically do is just do desktop audio again. Just hope for the best. If it ain't gonna work, it ain't gonna work. Alright. Quick audio check for YouTube as well. I know, we're solid. Yay! Hello, people internet. It is I, unknown name BT, here once again, feeling miserable, but doing an event tournament today. Whoa! Well, specifically in about 18 minutes, give or take. Yes. Hello, Pete. Hello, Spy as well. Welcome. Yeah. And if any of you are physically incapable of reading in the pins above, there is a, note of you can still join in the tournament before it ends, or the signups and deck submission ends in 18 minutes. Whoa! And if I'm correct, you can still also do exclamation foot in both chats, which I think should also be currently enabled. Give or take, I think they're enabled. It's been a minute since I've done this. Yay! We get to return to this. Yeah. You know, part of me also thinks I kind of screwed up a tiny bit, starting out so early when there still is quite a few number of things I have to look over as it's done. But I guess I'll just go over the general rules to everyone of the tournament. It is going to be a basic Swiss tournament of about what I assume hopefully 4 rounds, at minimum 4 rounds. It could go technically longer depending on the matchmaking situation, but seeing how often we don't have someone go flawless, that is technically just a small possibility of it going beyond that. Well, granted, no, just like everyone has to very much suck today to happen. Yay! Y'all should be very excited. I've seen a lot of the deck lists submitted, and it's gonna look very interesting. But yeah, hopefully around 4 rounds of Swiss. Best of 3 formatting. I didn't necessarily put a time limit on the rounds in this case because I'm not expecting another chair versus elephant matchup. I hope I'm not gonna ever see something like that again. That was a good 2-hour match between 2 stall decks with a lot of recycling. That was horrible. Oh my god. Yeah, to all the individuals out there, which I know y'all are here, that were there during the match, you understand what I mean. You know damn well what I'm talking about. Yeah. This will also be the card list up to Metagia's set sadly not the most recent deck building set, as that is going to be coming out next week on the 10th, so technically next Saturday, in which I will be more likely hosting a normal multi-day tournament for that one, because yeah, I can. Also, you know, a lot of people are very much excited for that set. Especially me! I want to play Moth. I don't know how it's going to work out, but yeah. Yay! So we're just going to be having a bit of downtime as of right now until everyone is either done sending in their deck list and the signups officially close. The zombies! Win zombie supremacy! Yes, win zombie supremacy! And here we are, still waiting for the anime Win Zombie cards, which are basically just Paleozoic monsters, but as actual monsters. But Konami is afraid to give us them. Skyfisher, you deserve justice. Your Win Zombie monsters should no longer be anime exclusives. Shameful. Shameful, Konami? You had one job. Hello, Ikari. Hello, hello. How you doing? With that Paleos archetype, my PP. They do technically have Paleos, but the deck that it was made was very much plot heavy, as in they were anti-light monsters to fight against the leading lady of Go Rush, which was Yamu. Yeah, Yamu. Okay. But no, the designs were very much... You know what? Actually, wait. Doesn't help with Skyfisher's deck is terrible. Okay, a lot of their decks are pretty bad. Tap 5 red mana, Bakugan, Brawl, my Beyblade, Zardmon in attack mode. Hell yeah. You know what? Wait, I got time. I know very well that Yoshi posted an image of this. Go Rush, Skyfisher. Actually, wait, what's his English name? Did they change his English name? Or... Oh wait, no, Skyfisher is his English name. Oh wow. Man, I am so used to... I guess I haven't said his name a lot. Sky Fossil... Oh, that's right, the deck name was Sky Fossil. Anomalocaris. This isn't the one I wanted to show, but yeah, whatever. What if I just look up Sky Fossil? Nope, okay, I gotta look up the very specific name for this. Alright, I see how it is. Lycoprax. If that's the one with the funny arts. Okay, Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duel. I'll figure it out in a second. Okay, you know what, that's fine, it's fine. Holy shit, I completely forgot I had tips. Is this single elimination? No, it is Swiss, so even if you die on the first round, you can continue. Yeah, listen, personal opinion, I know, like, it can be different to some people. I like Swiss, simply because you just continue playing. And I have also been screwed over once in single elimination, and I've chosen to never do that again. Willingly. Because I'm still annoyed! I was rated the second top player, the second highest rated player in, not Dueling Book, in, what's that weird Yu-Gi-Oh! Program that you can do on the automated Yu-Gi-Oh! Program that you can do Yu-Gi-Oh! Nexus? Not Nexus. Was it Nexus? I think it was maybe Yu-Gi-Oh! Nexus. I was the second rated player there after a tournament. All because it was a double elimination tournament. And I went flawlessly the entire tournament. The guy who came out of the loser brackets to fight me in the finals beat me once. And the tournament host said, okay, you lose. I didn't get a second match out of that. I was pissed. I was very upset. All because it was double elimination. I mean, granted, yes, I know second place is fine, but it's like, I didn't even care about the ratings. I was just annoyed I didn't get a second duel. Oh, right, I completely forgot about the image of, Oh, the audio is low? Oop. I'm sorry, I'm just, like, ranting on being annoyed by something that no longer affects me, or has never even affected me once in my life. I just really am upset. Anyways, here's the Sky Fossil card. Yeah, this isn't the one with the funny buggy eyes, but I love my boy. How RNG feels in Rush? Yeah, RNG does kind of affect things quite a bit. You know what, actually, let me move out of the way for this. Losing to a brick, never gonna continue? Very much, yeah. What the fuck do you mean? I have a stream in... Oh my fucking god, I do have my stream in the background. Thank you. Okay, so I had one Twitch stream open, and I didn't realize. That's why I hate desktop audio, but I have to do it, because Media Player did an update. Okay, Windows did an update. I hate them. But yeah, if you squint, it's basically just Paleo XZ. Yeah, hey Tomato, how you doing, how you doing? It's basically the Paleo XZ. Honestly, not wrong. Yeah, but no, it's like when they initially announced, or not announced, when they initially announced, oh yeah, no, more cards for like Defiant Souls, or the Defiant Souls theme at first when it was like 4 cards, me and a bunch of people were like, 100% we're getting Sky Fossil. We're getting Sky Fossil, like 2 sets. What is it, like, almost 2 years later? We still don't have Sky Fossil. And it's not even like the deck is broken. I just like Anomalicaris. I love their designs, okay? Synchros? Never. Listen, no. But they gotta first fix Gemini summoning, okay? That's what's up. Ping Pong? I keep getting pinged, and I'm thinking it's the tournament chat or something, but no, it's just Roblox Yu-Gi-Oh! Saying that they have a ban list update, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm afraid to look at the ban list. You know, screw it, I'll look at it. Yes, D-Barrier, forbidden, yep. Imperial Princess Quinqueri, forbidden, yep. Moon Closed Haven, forbidden, yep. Ripper, forbidden, yep. Featherstorm, forbidden. Bidden, yes, bidden. And, okay, yeah, that's just a bunch of, like, cards I don't feel like reading. Gemini Summoning Rush doesn't do anything. I know it doesn't. Okay, to an extent, that wouldn't do anything. But you have to think of it like this. Like, at that point, the main appeal of it is the fact that they interact with the normal monster support. That is the base thing. And you can technically swap them between normal monster and to effect monster, meaning that you can use multiple types of cards. I know, I'm really skimming out here what it can physically do, but I'm trying to cope. Banlist or Rush? For TCG, Roblox Yu-Gi-Oh! That's what the ban list is for. That's what the ban list is for. Exclusively Roblox Yu-Gi-Oh! Nobody's ready for that ban list video yet. Yo, 7 more minutes until we actually start it, yeah! And I'm telling you guys now, I'm 100% just gonna, like, roll a die or something, and then hopefully it works out well. How big is the Roblox Yu-Gi-Oh! Scene? For this specific server, DTX, it is the biggest... by the way, I am leaving Anomalicaris on screen with me. It is the biggest Yu-Gi-Oh! Game in Roblox. It does have a very good population, and I know it does consistently get a lot of players for their tournaments. I haven't seen their recent results, but they also have Rush Duel as well. They have Turbo Duels. They have Shadow Duels, which can sometimes be bullshit. They had Action Duels. That crashed the server because it overloaded everything, so no more. I don't know if they have Speed Duels in there. Probably not, no. But yeah, no, it's like Roblox Yu-Gi-Oh! Is very popular, especially with like different, there's like another one which is mostly like classical card pool with modern problem-solving card text. That one's also very popular. Likely ban evader? Yeah, I'll ban them. Then we play speed duels? Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Listen, I try playing speed duels. It's hard. It's hard. Okay, wait. We still got like 5 minutes before it begins, so let me see. Where's our tournament channel? That's the prize. Oh my god, wait, they got a prize playmat. Wait, is that new? Wait, oh no, it's a worth announcement. No one cares. I updated and replaced the art for overview max momentarily. Oh wait, no, okay, that's just the purchasable playmat. Okay, Anomaly cares. You just have to bear with me for a second, because I just kind of want to show this off, because that's actually a base playmat. Isn't that kind of sick? I kind of want to get that as an actual playmat. That's pretty based. They roll the bounce away at the last one. Yeah, 100%. What do you mean breaking guidelines? Apparently for Twitch, if you want to dual stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same time, you have to have YouTube stream at a lower quality. You have to have YouTube and Twitch chat in separate chat boxes, which I can't get YouTube's chat to come up in the first place. Basically, they want you to screw over YouTube while you're streaming on Twitch. I don't do that. No one else does that. So technically, I'm breaking guidelines. I'm also breaking guidelines because I'm currently nude on both platforms, but no one said anything to me yet, so sucks for them. Yeah, no, that's their fault. Non-Blake Harris, you're getting back out of here. Yeah. I could also just be doom scrolling this for a hot minute. Yeah, I could just be stupid and be looking at like the... Oh! Tournament info! That's why I was looking at announcements! Let me see challenge log. Most recent challenge log for the Christmas tournament. There wasn't that many people in that one. All I know is like the last tournament... Do you need to save the replays for the match? Oh no, you don't have to. No. That's not something that you gotta worry about here. June-sama, welcome in. All new cards after Go Rush finished, don't know most of the new cards. They're not that hard to get around. A lot of them are kind of simplified. Thankfully, a lot of them are very simplified, which also makes them very powerful. But yeah, it's not that bad. I mean, I guess since Go Rush, rituals have become a lot better, but I can't really say that changes the gameplay too much. Still pretty good. You just, here is some, have him in the corner, that would be more than 5 seconds. I think Rush Rules would tackle Charmers. Oh god, I had a conversation about that once, and it was very difficult. Okay, my current bet for them is that they would, like, tribute themselves, take control of an opponent's monster. That's kind of the furthest I got with it, because when you introduce Dark Matter as a deck that focuses around face-down monsters, you assumed it was going to be flip monsters. It wasn't. And at this point, I'm convinced they're not going to do flip monsters ever, and it's kind of annoying me. But, you know, that's just their choice. But yeah, no, it's very hard to guess, especially with how TCG is currently updating Charmers. But welcome in, Hunt Gunta. Welcome in. How you doing? Okay, we are about time. I am going to be removing the pinned messages. How do I remove a pinned message? Oh, there we go, unpin. Something went wrong. Thank you, Twitch. Okay, you know what? Fine. Rush does not have flip monsters, no. So we do not have a hot man eater bug at the current moment. Okay, well that's it for that. We don't seem... Well, actually, I don't even have the thing open. We don't seem to have any others currently in. So I will do the tournament start command, and we can get this rolling once I find the command. Yada 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 yada. It is... Give me a second, I'm doing it. Okay, full-time, force drop, yada yada, info, remove. I've only used this like once, okay? Give me a second. Download, start tournament, there we go. Alright, we have our 8 contestants for this, and we are going to be starting in a second. Imagine they added tunes. I would not imagine that. I don't want to imagine that. Okay, starts. Did I do it correctly? Thank God. Okay, we did it. So everyone should be getting DM'd their current matchups. And we shall be rolling a die pretty much. And I am currently off-centered. Sorry, I was on that because I was looking at the thing. 1 minute late to the tournament, absolute fraud. Movement's taking its time. That is concerning. Oh, right. I was gonna roll a die for this, so I can figure out who I'm gonna be spectating. There's Deep Warps. And we landed on 3! Okay, who's the 3 matchup then? Where are the brackets? You should be DM'd by the bot in Discord for your matchup for this round. It is all automated. Except for, you know, score reporting, that's manual, but, you know. Yeah! Wow, God, you must be a real fan of him. If you can, okay, you know what, to be fair, I can identify most of the songs too. That has not sent anything. What the? Okay, wait, give me a second. God damn it. Okay, you know what, if that's the case, I can just kind of look at myself and tell you who everyone's fighting. Yeah, okay. United versus Mistar. Peko versus Spy. Agent versus Kuro. Ikari versus Sauced Up Latina, which... Yeah. Give me a second. I remember... God, I swear I remember who sent that. Whose that was? Oh, start round command! Oh, I'm just stupid. Finish, top cut. Force score, force drop. Up, right. Fuck, okay. You can tell that I'm not prepared. Did that work? Alright. Did you all get the message now? There are currently 8 people currently signed up. A lot of people had to drop out last minute because they had stuff come up and not okay. Am I stupid? Use this round to send it up, pairing, start the timer round 1. Where? Oh wait, do I do... Up, I see. Okay. It is entirely my fault in that case. I did... Thank you, Spy, for holding my hand during this process. It's just very difficult. I'm just not stupid, am I? Ah, damn, my boy. Lead people. Rounds. Well, I already got the permit started. Just give me a second. Man, I'm really prepared for this. The bot doesn't work like that? I'm just stupid. I don't use this bot at the start of tournaments. Usually someone else starts the tournament for me, but I was made the host for this one. Yeah, Spy is helping me hold my hand. Yeah, no, without completely resetting the bot, I don't believe we can. Nope, okay, the bot is out now. Yes. Finally, it's sent. Jesus. Finally, BT, what took you so long? Jesus Christ. Oh, my goodness. Okay. It's working now! 9 minutes later. I at least got it there. Thank you, Spy. Thank you very much. It only took us how many years? Well, it took me how many years to figure this out? Okay, why everyone is starting up, let me... Just of our Lord and Savior, and now Macaris. sitting in the background for a bit. Okay, now we should be fine. Let me pull up the Discord link. Oh, right. I meant to check the name for the individuals. It is... Give me a second. The bot deleted that message, so I can't physically see it. Okay, you know what? This is fine. Show locked room. It is... Is it Akari was hosting? Spectate. Yay! Yeah, 8 anyways. It's a decent number. It's a pretty good number. As long as we get a view some rush. Yeah, now we're in round 1. Bitch. Oh, that's right, that was Luna's name. Oh my god, I don't know, can't believe I actually forgot about that. Yay, okay, if I remember correctly, I can't physically remember, I can just look this up because I can cheat. This should be... Skysaver versus Animagica. Okay, yeah, so Skysaver versus Animagica. Yay! I should have had this written down. Casual fun fact. This specific build was something that Luna and I were just kind of like throwing around when we had a, you know, Luna randomly was just asking, I was like, hey, you got like a Skysaver list? And I was like, yeah, I don't think it changed that much. So then we were just like spitballing some ideas, and then we kind of realized, I was like, isn't Skysaver kind of cracked right now? Because, you know, you got someone like Love Anji who can possibly like, you know, go through. These decks are so meta. No, they're not. The current meta is Necromaid and Gradius, with Monarch also technically up there. Most people just kind of brought their either pet decks or things that you thought would be fun. So these are very much just casual. This matchup is very much just a casual matchup, but both still very good decks. Like, don't get me wrong, I say casual very lightly. Skysaver and Animagica are both still very good. But yeah, technically though, Animagica has partially come back into the meta, mostly through higher levels of Rogue, possibly a level of, maybe tier 2, give or take. That might be saying too much, because of the recent addition of Warlion, which Ikari actually isn't playing Warlion in this build, which is, you know, still fine. The deck still works fine. The main benefit of Warlion and Animagica is you drop down Warlion Assault, you get a 4300 vanilla for non-effect ritual monster, which does avoid a lot of the good trap cards in this format, and you just either swing face or swing over any monster. It is still pretty good, and it has helped Animagica get back into the format, even though they already are still existing in terms of like singular cards being used as a small engine, small package, or just like decent removal. You pay for less for the bosses, more advantage. That very much is also true. And that the Animagica shooter is one of the better removal cards in the deck. Now, Legend Magician is one of the things that Luna and I were discussing in terms of like something the deck can play with. Legend Magician offering you a generic ritual monster you can use for all of your monsters as tribute fodder, which is also a level 10 monster, Celestial Warrior. So you can bring it back with Symbol of Skysaver, or you can also play with it while still under the restriction of Skysaver monsters. And I gotta say, it's made a huge difference. Hey Megabot, how you doing? How you doing? I was really into Necromaid before everyone realized it was good. Gradius is up there higher than Monarch, huh? Yeah, it is very surprising. I think if I remember correctly, someone did post in Gradius. We might be able to see it. There's the one of Just the Cosmos Princess. This is now going to be a question of, do you want damage or do you want to remove the back row? One of the most timeless trap cards, Skysaver Wish, definitely what's going to keep the keep Hikari on their toes. Sky Striker, my beloved, yes! Oh, okay, Luna surrender in the first round. Definitely, well, that is smart, but now they can play around it into the side deck. Soundtrack from Zexal. The current song is Duelist Road Shark. That is correct. Y'all are really good at this. Yeah, the continuous effects are pretty good. Also why they're used with Warline, because they also increase their own levels. And favorite Yu-Gi-Oh character? I would say Mitsuko, but if I had to be realistic, maybe Yuga. I definitely like Yuga, but there's so many characters I like, it's hard. Mostly 7s. I say they did character growth pretty well. Opening up with Skysaver Witness, one of the better, honestly in my opinion, still one of the best consistency cards printed in Rush Duel. Because simply just revealing 2 cards, a Warrior and or Fairy, Excavate 5, add any card, deck to hand, and then you're only locked into attacks for level 8 or lower monsters. Also, your opponent takes no effect damage, which, let's be honest, if you're playing a Warrior or Fairy deck, you don't see a lot of burn damage, unless you're on Sushi Fairy. This was made, that last part was made specifically just to say Sushi Fairy sucks. Yeah, top-down view is a little bit awkward, but I felt like this was a little bit more appropriate for viewing on a tournament-like style. Is also something I'm not very used to myself. Oh no! Okay, Luna actually got a little bit sacked, or a little bit sacky with their opening hand, getting Soleil and Lua, but not seeing a single copy of Fusion, though they are currently 9 cards into their deck. Ultimate Flag Beast Boltcorn Tricorn. This is a timeless card that's never gonna die for some odd reason. Running out, blocking a singular back row, and then you just kind of play the game. Oh, but Hikari not actually opening any high levels? Ooh, well, okay, you know what, to be fair, you did mill the one of the limited Gardena, but at least you did see Devil Saber and Sorcerer, which, honestly, not bad. Pretty good low level. Well, they're high level now because of their attack boosters, or stat boosters. So your Fair is not a real deck, right? It's not a real deck, it can't harm you. As long as you have 4,000 or left life points, they cannot physically activate their effects. Another Skysaver Wish, okay. Let's see if Luna can finally dig for Fusion. They hit Fusion! Okay, now the deck is actually online. When Skysaver initially released... Oh, wait, they're getting Wish, so they might already have Fusion in hand. When Skysaver initially released, it was seen as a much better version of a lot of the other current Fusion decks at the time, because the main issue with original Fusion decks in Rush Duel is that you had to find your way into Fusion or it just wasn't gonna function. That was kind of the big downside of playing this, but Skysaver had the benefit of having Wish, Witness, or Watch, I'm still reading the original names, and Soul and Luna being able to dig for Fusion, so that and also Floodgate, but they had a higher consistency comparatively to most other decks at the time. Until, you know, nowadays people are a little bit more used to decks having their own custom Fusion cards, multiple ways into a Fusion monster, other game plans besides Fusion summoning in their Fusion deck, quote-unquote. But yeah, no, I was very much happy to learn that Skysaver is still fairly consistent, able to do a lot. Contact Fusion. Yeah, Contact Fusion's okay. I say it's okay. It can be good, it can be bad. It depends on what you're playing into. They have options of playing the Ragna or the Seer. Wait, oh. Oh, they haven't activated the Effect Soul yet, so they can go into Galflare, allowing them to get back any card or wish. Oh, nope. Hikari dropping down to Shiny Shady, one of the most infamous trap cards of Duel Links. This is the one trap card a vast majority of English playing Rush Duel players can understand, at least. Little do they realize the long list of staple trap cards they don't have to face yet. Bring her across for the match. There is a chance of that happening, especially with the power that comes from the Skysaver fusions, the consistency, along with Skysaver Wish, which I will say is possibly the main payoff card here. Being able to place any monster that is summoned onto the grave. Or on top of the deck. Oh, okay. Dropping the Compulse. Now, if they have Wish, it is currently... Wait, they added Wish last turn, didn't they? One of the cards was hit because of the loop, not the deck. That is correct. Dragon Sushi Roll, I believe. I believe it was Dragon Sushi Roll. Was hit because of a infinite loop. That was before they started printing while you have 10 or more cards in your deck. Which I can't recall at the top of my head if it's still at 1. Hopefully not. There it is! Compulse into the Wish. Ooh, allowing them to reset the fusion off the spell. An amazing trap card. Just amazing. But Animagica should still have a number of extenders they could possibly go into, along with budgeting their tribute summons for only 1 tribute. They still have the Double Saber, okay. Ooh, a Double Saber and a set card, okay. So that set spell and trap card has to be something really good to keep them alive here. Can we wish under a Double Saber? Possibly. Ooh, a set card being Lua. 19 cards left in deck. Do they hit it? Or are they just looking for the name? I just saw a Seer, CL, right, that was CL. But since they're reversing her to Soul, that means they're not going to go for the Floodgate, rather they're going to go for the recovery for Watch, I believe? Or is this to get Symbol? Wait, destroy spell and trap cards or add Symbol from grave to hand. Oh, the set card was Ship of 7 Treasures, though I believe Hikari should still be able to survive this turn, which means that now with Ship and Grave, if they have the other treasure monsters, they should be able to play around a few more cards as well as having a bit of a save space for any destruction-based removal. Then there's Legend Possess. Oh, okay. The generic level 10 ritual with Piercing. Let's go. And also, the very unique effect of not being able to have its battle position changed, which against the Animagica matchup does have some level of benefit since their main monster removal card requires you to first change a monster's battle position and then destroy them. Which is weirdly specific in terms of protection, but it comes in very clutch in this certain situation. It's wild that it does. Hikari is on Shady. That is also very true. Though, if I'm correct, Legend Possess is also one of the rare game original ritual spells that can use set monsters for the ritual summon. So as long as Hikari sets the very low level monsters, so then Luna cannot use monsters from hand unless they're legend monsters. I'm trying not to say their deck list right now, cards in their deck list, which I know are in there, because I don't want to give anyone else an edge on what another person's playing. Drop in the Jest of the Cosmos Princess. That is the best thing you can possibly see right now. That is actually huge. Removing Wish and Lineage Saber. Okay. Drawing 3 cards. They simply have to just get rid of Galeflare and maybe Dunks. Dunks, it's kind of up and down whether or not he's good. Either he goes in for a high damage fusion with Soul, or for Luna, he goes into blanket protection for your Celestial Warriors, which I don't think they're gonna have. No, they do have Whip. Ooh. Okay, that's gonna at least make them get rid of Gale Flare. They're going for the damage. Okay. So they're not worried about the recovery or shuffling monsters into from the grave into the deck, which, without many high levels in grave, their extenders, Hikari's extenders don't really do much, but this probably is the right call here. Add Gores as a legend card. They would probably give him a legacy trap card in that case. Love Anji. Let's see what they're going to possibly hit off the top. I know that Luna does have a number of targets, and they hit the Soul. Okay. Now, do they have a way to get rid of the Anji? Oh, and since it was a light monster, they do gain back 1,000 life points, which does happen to come up. There was a bit of controversy when I was, like, talking with someone else about it. Everyone's going, like, there is positives, there are negatives to Anji, especially in a deck with only, like, 2 monsters with zeros in their stat line. I still think it's a really neat card, and I'm very happy that it's semi-generic, though not hitting level 4 fairies. Understandable, so it doesn't loop itself. Adding back the Legend Priest, possibly setting up for another Ritual Summon from hand. No, they want to reduce the attack points. Probably going to try to go for game this turn. That they deal extra amount of damage. They are going to go for the piercing damage, okay. So the question is, do they have a legend card in hand they want to use? They do have the legend in hand, so they now have a body that can deal piercing damage, and they can be able to swing into that. So dependent on the amount of defense the set monster has, could determine the entire game. Oh, I believe that is, what, 100 less damage than they need, right? Surviving on 100 life points. Hikari has to either kill this turn, or they might lose the match, unless they happen to get a way to stall for another turn. A very solid ship of stuff and treasure, okay. Yeah, we hate to see it, the 100 life points. Oh, ooh, ship of stuff and treasures into Balloon, okay. That is a way to get us through, but they have to actually hit something. They hit the Ryozai, that is devastating to see. They hit the Whip and the Ryozai, okay. But it being a light beast still has some level of synergy with the deck. Which means we should be able to see it be used with other cards. Oh? They are setting some cards beforehand. Now, a big question on if Hikari can survive this turn or not. And Luna gonna have to deal with 3-set back row. 6 cards left in deck for Luna. Oh my goodness. You don't really realize until you look through it. They are burning through cards, and they have to play through whatever these 3 sets are. Especially dependent on Hikari's side deck. They might have something that can make them survive the turn. Getting back Wish. Luna getting ready for the long haul. In case they happen to survive this turn, they need all the removal they can in order to survive. What do you have? Playing under Cylinder. They took the round. Okay. Now it's 1-1. Luna and Hikari both standing against each other. Oh my goodness. A deck between 2 people fighting with their anime women at their side. While, you know, technically, the Sky Saviors consume or absorb their anime women to gain power, which they sometimes tribute away for lineage women. Though, regardless, if there's a woman in the deck, somebody in the Yu-Gi-Oh community will complain and say it's a waifu bait deck, which isn't always the case, mind you. Ooh. Oh, was that a Rising Light going second? Do they want the Pot of Greed, or do they want they go for the Graceful? Okay. So there is a possibility of assuming they will draw another copy of Rising Light. That satisfaction of having to watch hit one of your consistency cards, very good feeling. Seeing Hikari also set down 3 monsters might mean they could have pocketed 2 of their stronger extenders in hand, might be waiting for it next turn to possibly pop off. Not nearly as good in Rush. Yeah, that happens to be the case sometimes. You do see it in decks that don't care much about their graveyard, or just have no need for any other legend card. Other times, you will see 3 copies of Pot of Arrogance, a copy of Pot of Greed, and that is your full legend spell, or your full spell lineup, which is way more common than you would assume. The rare effect of seeing Seer draw a singular card. I still have personal... This is not a favoritism thing, this is a personal opinion. I am up and down about Seer because he has 1 singular fusion that only interacts with the equip spell. That is the Floodgate, that is the transit... Oteria! The Skysaver Transcends. They dropped the Floodgate! Okay. So, cards like Just the Cosmos Princess is not going to be able to save them from this turn, but Animagica does still have the benefit of primarily being monster-focused, with a lot of their removal being their high-level, low-level cards. So, they won't be immediately stopped, but seeing the number of spells that Hikari has been playing this game might put them in a very tight spot. Ooh, did they happen to miss? They hit another level 7 and ship, okay. But they still have the Gardna in hand to get back their high levels that they just milled. Ooh. Getting back Shooter, the best removal card in the deck, which should also, if they have a stat booster, should be able to destroy the Oteria. You know, not after activating Justice. Yeah, the large sum of oh, okay, well, it does not matter. That set card was Legend Possessed, but that is still a good card to get rid of. Though they do have a lot of trap cards in their deck, they are playing a more control-heavy strategy. The spell cards are still very much important for helping with consistency, especially if you happen to draw a number of them. Then the more spells you get, the worse it gets. And that is Zacchaeus dropping against Transit. That is disgustingly specific. Getting the burn effect because it is a dark monster. You love to see it. OCG players have been loving Gaius. Gaius has been one of the higher played legend monsters currently in Rush Duel, right next to, you would see, Ryza and Card Trooper. Card Trooper has been seeing a lot more play because it is just a really good tech card. You don't even need it to, like, as removal. Just mill, draw, you're good. Oh, that is a lot of damage in a singular turn, so Luna has to be able to remove the entire board, or at least clear out a majority of the board, as well as set up a way to protect themselves while surviving at 1400 life points. Revealing their 5 Celestial Warriors, which can still be the Ritual Monster, which I absolutely love you can do that. Oh, of course, and not forget, Animagical Knight does protect their beast monsters, Hikari's beast monsters, from being destroyed by card effects. Are we going into another Floodgate? We are dropping another Floodgate, okay. So now is a matter of if Hikari is able to draw out any more removal, or is able to play around that set card. If it is Wish, that is going to be a very devastating hit on Hikari's deck. Though it depends on what this 5-card hand is. Having a play under Oteria and a possible Wish, that forces it. Doesn't find Saber, yep. They are not activating the set card if it is an activatable set card. We'll have to see. Though, of course, Justice off the top with one set card. Compulse, I fully feel that. Okay, Compulse was not going to be able to do much in that case, because returning anything would definitely have hurt way more. So now it's entirely just, and there is Shooter able to change the battle position, being just over the required stats to be able to defeat him. Shooter changing battle position, then destroying a monster with a lower level. It's destroyed, clearing the way. Hikari going 2-1 with Animagica for the round 1. Nice job, guys. Oops, y'all two did really well. By the way, everyone, regardless of gender, I always say, guys, in terms of a group of people, okay, just to make that very much clear. But that was a very fantastic round 1 from the two of y'all. That was a really good fight. And I must say, I'm still very much surprised to be seeing Animagica being rolled up without War Lion. It's weird about it as well. Yeah, I just have to do it sometimes because people will fight me regardless. But while we're waiting on... Is it round 2? Okay, so... Agent and Kuro have currently completed their match, so we have another person waiting it out. Makes you feel better, Warline did win 2-1. Nice. But since we are here, and we were talking about Animagica while we're waiting for the round 1 to finish, because I don't want to just jump in mid-duel for another one. Just wait for it. Animagica would just happen to just run Warlion, 3 Assault, 3 Warlion, that is. Activate the Assault, then you got a 4300 stick. It gets around a few of the cars, and it's just a lot of damage. That's pretty much it. Of course, you can play something like 3 Rogues, 3 Frenzied, 3 Yoshiro. Though at other times, you can just happen to be playing 3 Frenzied Panted for the removal effect. If your opponent is a no-show for the round, then you would just simply report it as a win for you, and we will drop them from the tournaments. Thank you for informing me of that. I can... First check who your opponent is. Feed, you are Miss Star, right? Miss Star F? Oh yeah, Miss Star Feed, of course. It's in your name. Okay, so let me see. Untitled Eternity. No show, so I will... Okay, you should report your score in as 2-0 in that case. And I will drop... Thank you for the follow, Tomato, on Twitch. Thank you. Okay, now that you did that, I can put in the command. I did that wrong. Never mind. Okay, they were successfully dropped. Fun fact, I accidentally broke a tournament, thankfully on round 1, when I happened to drop someone before submitting my score, which which caused a lot of problems, and few people got upset at me. That was just how it is. Yeah, I'm also on Twitch. Twitch mostly here just for me vibing, doing other things. Yeah. Do plan on doing another tournament in the future? More than likely, yeah. I'm trying my best currently, setting up some plans and goals to get back into content creating with Yu-Gi-Oh! So I would like to host another live stream tournament, though if you are in the Kingdom's WIGO server, there will just be regular multi-day tournaments for it as well, which, planning for next week, I am going to be doing a normal tournament non-stream for the news set, which I know a lot of people are very excited for that, which I promise I will try to figure out how to play Moth. I've been trying to figure it out. Currently, my Moth listing is not very great. Since we're here, I can't actually show what I've been sitting on for most of these. It's like, of course, my Moth list. I've been trying to push in Delirium, other Delirium cards. I haven't really been feeling much of it lately. Larva, though. Larva is actually pretty good in this deck. Specifically with Insect Whistle, being able to immediately fusion summon a level 6 or lower insect-type monster. You can either do Larva or you can do Larva Moth. Really good cards. If you can send me an example of a Moth list, I would love to see a different opinion. I have not really seen that much of it. Would love to find the Discord for it. Seeking the Sparks art? Hell yeah. But yeah, no, it's like the next non-stream one is going to just be multiple days. So it's like if you have a work schedule or some other thing, school schedule, you can plan around it. Actually, the Discord should still be under the tournament command. I just removed the pin. I think the Panda and Warline is just broken. Oh yeah, no, 100%. The Panda, Frenzy Panda is pretty good. Okay, Spy and Echo just finished, which means we should have one more matchup in waiting. Which should... Wait, no. That was the last matchup. Right, because we dropped Eternity. Okay, so we can go on to round 3. It's broken as it doesn't work. Oh, that's... Okay, if you know the bug and you save the replay, you can send it over to me and I can send that to Yoshi later. Oh, Yoshi always loves it when I tell them there's bugs to be found. Okay, so now start round 2. Okay, the round is up. And just a quick, like, tease, just, Sparks real. I'm trying here. I don't know. This is heavily experimental. Don't take this as a final product. I'm still cooking here. And I don't know if I'm cooking in the right direction. Unless I missed a lock, I couldn't revive Warlion. That being said, did you not have another monster to tribute? Because it cannot tribute anything, but it can only tribute effect monsters. One other effect monster can't tribute a Warlion. That happened to me too, if that was the case. Yayo. Peko sent it. Rather than it should be fine. Ah, okay. Well, if it should be fine, it should be fine. That's just how it is. I put a timer of 2 minutes on the round. Oh my god. I put a 2-minute timer on the round. Yeah, no, I'm just not ready for that. Yep, everyone speed run. We got 2 minutes. Go, go, go. I can update the scores manually, it's fine. You don't have to worry about it, just... Do we have to? Okay, this round, let's... Whose game are we gonna infect? We can go to... Let's go to Crow Spy. There should be around 3 to 4 rounds. That's fully dependent on matchup scoring, which we don't know until the next round. Am I in? I'm in. Okay, fantastic. And I just realized the audio is done. This is not my complete list of the songs, but for some reason, Media Player partially, like, executed a good chunk of my Yu-Gi-Oh! Song listings, which really annoys me, because I have a lot of good songs from, like, the DS era 5Ds games, and I can't find them. It is incredibly upsetting. Granted, I can just go out of my way to re-download them, but yeah. Okay, yes, it is Spy on Necromaid versus Kuro on... I will figure this out. Kuro on... I should have made the physical listing, and I didn't. You can tell I was very much prepared for this. Kuro is on Gradius, so it is going to be actually the two titans of the format of Gradius versus Necromaid, again, with two people who are, well, I can't really say in Kuro, two people who have not had much playtesting with them. I believe both of these titans actually lost, which is the thing. But both of these are this part of the loser brackets. But I didn't want to be going into anyone with the current winners listings, or anyone that won last round, because then we would just have a lot of the same pairings in the follow-up. Okay, they are going to be on the Ace Sword, the Ultimate Flag package, which is basically a sometimes 3-3-3 package just for removal and spamming 2,500 beat sticks. Yeah. So, if anyone doesn't know, Necromaid is a light zombie deck that's focusing around ritual summoning, and they do happen to loop out their rituals very well, which also happen to double as their removal. Meanwhile, we have... I know it's a very lackluster quick summary of it, but I'm trying to get through this so we can say. And then we also have... I was going to say Lord British. It is Gradius, which is a contact fusion deck, which is about just changing names, contact fusing, looping resources, slowly removing out the field. You know, it's pretty simple. And then, you know, Ultimate Flag, a little bit of a different thing. A little bit of its own thing. That's its own package. Not seeing an option at the start. Very unfortunate. Immediately shotgunning the Stitch, going into one of the removal cards, which is either going to be Lurker or Candy. I don't remember her full name, but I know it is Necromaid Candy or something like that. Lurker is going to just be a pop 1, inflict 700. Now, one of the more broken cards in the deck of Necromaid Lantern, just during the main phase it is summoned, set either Stitch or Resize, which is both ritual spells. Personally speaking, should have been a hard once per turn. That is my personal opinion on that out of all the cards in here. I know Lurker probably should have been the one hard once per turn. I say being able just to recycle the ritual spells is pretty good. In my experience as a Necromaid player, this is a rough matchup for the Gradius. More than likely, yeah. Dependent on if they're playing any trap cards or what their side deck is going to be. Oh, one of the fun parts of this deck. Lurker, place Lurker, pop a card. Woman vs. Spaceship average mecha anime? Easily. Ooh, they lost the Magical Stone Excavation. Though I don't think that's too much of a concern. It more or less depends on how quickly they will see their copies of Greatest Option. Coupon-cha, one of my favorite generic cards. Simply using it just to get material out of the field. Into a Legend Necromancer, which is just effectively, if you're playing a light deck, you can get back your ritual spell or any other sort of thing you're playing. You do commonly see this paired with something like Lineage Saber. So basically any light deck that would also be playing Lineage Saber, so would it be Light Reptile Pile, Necromaid. On occasions, you might see it in Blue Eyes, though that is mostly with BLS. Not overly common, that does come up sometimes. Ooh, okay, just ending on the Necromaid Carriage and Necromancer, who I might remind everyone, because this does come up, Necromancer is a fiend who necromances the undead. She herself is not a zombie. Which, personal opinion, once again, maybe should have been a spellcaster, but granted, necromancy is kind of a dark art. Oh, and there's the big powerhouse legend monster of the format, which is Card Trooper. What is it? Mill 3, draw 1? That's it. It is the most played legend monster currently in the game. Isn't it amazing how legend monsters go throughout Yu-Gi-Oh! You have something like Rise that goes uncontested for years on end. Card Trooper rolls in. I'm about to end this man's whole career. Dropping Lord British Salamander. Finally having the Lord British multiple engraved. Whose name I just realized the English version is Multiple, which I must say, I don't know if I can complain. That is a very straightforward name. I kind of am okay with that. What did Pot of Greed do? We do not know. Ooh, having the two Gradius options now on board, they will be able to go into their stronger fusion monster, giving them some level of protection, limiting the amount of removal that Spy can currently use. Though they do still have access to Candy, that is entirely dependent on if they have the other ritual spell in order to summon the Candy. There's Full Custom. Simply can't be destroyed by card effects and inflicts piercing damage against a low defending deck like Necromaid. That is pretty useful. Ooh, dropping the Ace Sword Slash, possibly destroying the last set card, dropping an option into grave. Ooh, Trick Mint. Didn't want to risk losing out on her carriage. Because of the two remaining cards in hand. Now, granted, if they did shotgun Trick Mint on the full custom, Kuro still had access to a Gradius and multiple in hand, meaning they still could have gotten out another fusion. So there was really no way they would be losing against that fight. Opening up their Card Trooper as well, Spy coming in. What are they gonna mill? Mill 3! Draw 1. There are very rare scenarios in which you would mill either 1 or 2, but those don't happen. It is still Blue Eyes is still a rush deck that people play, and it is not changed. It is a finite package that has not changed. You can play what other staples you want in the deck, but you still play the same thing that's been playing since Structure Deck. Once again, getting out Lantern, the best card in the deck. As well as having Litchi, the Hopeful, dropping in. Finally having its own home after being such a good card for so long, and even after this, it will still be played because it is just a good card. Bring back the Nana, going in for more draw effects, possibly stacking for the Necromaid Carriage next turn. You can only have one OG viewed? Yes, you are still stuck to the limited 7 copies of Blue Eyes you have in your deck, which is very unfortunate. That is the extent of what I can say about it. Now, it does what it needs to do very well. It has a good fusion monster, and then it has Ultimate Dragon, but that's how it is. Carriage coming in, getting the stacked Necromade Carriage that Nana placed. Send me out. Just to note, Necromade Carriage is the only card in the deck that I can remember that is a hard once per turn. They made Carriage a hard once per turn, but nothing else. And then there's Necromade Reedy. Possibly a joke on Ready, but I am not entirely sure of that fact until I can check it later. It does return a face-up monster to the owner's hand, meaning that they finally got their removal they needed in order to just attack directly. Now, this is only summonable by resize, because Stitch can only summon Lurker, but Spy happen to find their way into it, getting in a clean game 1. Now for the actual painful part, which is side decking. Something you should absolutely be afraid of in both these matchups, because both matchups can have something they can really die from. As such, is if Kuro is playing Lore Lemmings, as I usually do, always target Lantern, they will cry. I'm that guy. I'm that guy. Like Lurker, Ready is a reference to another monster, yeah? Yeah! To the Candy series of Reedy as well. Side decks, what are those? Who knows? We haven't had them until they... Well, until like, what was it, like, almost 2 years in? Probably sooner than that, when they started doing best of 3 more consistently in Rush. Really was a best of 1 format for a bit, which I don't understand how that worked out. But yes, hopefully we get more cosplayers for the Necromade series. We did get a little bit of a tease in the background for seeing Prima and Seven Sword Magician cosplays being ready, as well as a Santa Claus outfit, which I feel like probably would have been revealed, though they didn't do that for some reason. A little upsetting. Okay, is it Spy going first? Spy's going first. Open up Balloon, Tina. Seeing how they normally do this, is it going to be a ritual spell and a second balloon and compulse? Of course, when they're not facing against me, it's not a good mill. Every time they face me, it's Lantern plus ritual spell. They did that twice in a row, opening up. Okay, well, never mind. Oh no, that's Guard. Okay, that's not Lantern. Lantern, Guard is a double tribute and increasing his level to 7. They can wall up with a ritual monster here if they felt like it, but they could have also just milled for the sake of it. I copy this deck from your list, so don't bother with the side. You know what? Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I don't necessarily include side decks in them, though I do sometimes sneak in cards that the deck can use as options, because I do want to just try to use them as templates. Yeah, no. Okay, that's fair, though. I fully understand that mood. Okay, set card, balloon, carriage, and a card pocketed in hand. Ooh, Iron Onslaught or Barrage of Steel. Hitting off the backbeat, that's a good card to be siding in. But they do have the multiple opening with a Cyber Serpent. Ooh, can they simply hit a light machine? Or I guess 2 light machines. Which they hit 2 light machines, which I cannot view in the logs, but I can Vic Viper and Lord British Fighter. Okay. Now, do they have a way to remove Serpent from their field? Which, the deck has quite a few options for that, actually. A Sword Slash Engrave. That means their ultimate flag is now technically online, if they want to use it. And there's ultimate flag. Well, depending on the rest of their hand, you can either use this for removal, or they're just going to shotgun it. Or they're going to possibly play a Gradius name. They're not going to play a Gradius name. Do they not have one? Oh! Correct! This card does have a secondary condition. If it's the first turn of the player going second, you can activate it for free! I constantly forget they have those sort of lines in text, because it is 1 turn in the entire duel for 1 player. You cannot physically blame me for forgetting. A second ultimate flag. Wow, this is going to be the most beneficial ace slash known to man. Wow. Okay. A secondary H-Slash, once again activating for free. Sadly, no light machine names in hand or grave to be able to summon off it. Though they are going to pass on a set monster, doing a very, I will say, funny turn of double Sword Slash for free. Possibly the only time you'll ever, well, a very rare occurrence of using actually 2 activations. So be afraid of it. Come into Spy's turn. They don't have much to clear, though. If they can clear all 3 monsters, that is more than likely preferable, because you don't want to leave anything out, like leaving the multiple or leaving the Cyber Serpent. Just means that more resources can come out next turn. You don't know what the last set monster is. Alright, deck stacked with a Nana, drawing for 2. The question now is if they have a second carriage able to be used for the loop of summoning out the other carriage. They have a Lantern, and they got a Lichy. Are they going to be going for double rituals in order to activate the Lichy, or are they just going to harden mill? They are going to immediately try to harden mill, placing another carriage at the bottom of the deck. Milling 3, Pot of Greed, Stitch. Ooh, that is unfortunate. Going for the carriage, not activating the Lantern and getting back the ritual spell, but is going to double carriage for this turn. Warlion is on a roll, nice. Warlion continues to laugh at me as I trash-talked it on release, saying it might not be fantastic. There's the copy of Necromate Stitch, going into only Lurker, as that's the only card you're allowed to summon. Opting to go into defense, not going into attack mode in order to swing into it. Does that possibly hint at a monster left in hand? Warlion is so much fun. It is a lot of fun. Warlion is... They did so well with Warlion. I'm genuinely impressed. I've had my hopes very low after the whole BLS incident, which was basically just not good. Granted, BLS has its functions. It's not amazing, but it has its functions. You may get spectated, you never know. Going into resize. Well, I am going to be going over to the winner side of it next in order to spectate the higher rated one. Depending on if next round is the finals or not. Going into Reedy off the resize in order to get an additional amount of damage, which is 1,400 more damage. That math should have been way faster in my head. Getting off a solid 5,000 damage plus the additional 700 from earlier, which I'm not going to say 57 because I completely forgot how that number exists. Why that number exists, or if it does. You can tell I'm mentally dying here. Going now with a fully loaded hand and graveyard, having multiple and option both in grave. Paying a hefty 100 life points. Now able to send 2 other cards in order to summon back a monster. They summon back Surfing Gradius. More likely than summoning option and option. Now possible fusion summon into full custom here. It is a possibility, not guaranteed. Do they have any other option? They do not. Hopefully they can possibly mill one. Nope, they lost the Giant Trunade. Very unfortunate. Alright, they are going to be bringing out full custom. Or they're going into a Link 3, which we don't possibly know what it is. It could have been Summon Sorceress, you never know. Summon Sorceress, Summon Hero Kid, full combo. Number 29, Masquerade Cat, I believe? You gotta give me a bit. It's been a while since I've seen that combo go. What was it, like 2018, 2017? Are you passing on Big Viper full custom with 2 set cards, which could literally be anything. It could be 2 copies of Pot of Greed, which would be illegal, but they would be doing it anyways. Dropping out the card trooper. Do they whiff? They do not. Actually, it's kind of hard to say if someone whiffs or not in this deck, considering the fact almost all of your mills are really good. Dropping in order, Excavating 4, having only 2 options to pick from, I believe, if my eyes were correct. Guard and Timer, yes. Just they did not reveal a ritual spell to add off the top. They go for Timer, which then they just reborn anything they possibly need. Getting the Guard off the bottom, which is a free double tribute or a free level 7 for ritual summon. Or they just opt to go for Timer, possibly choosing to reborn out Lurker or Greedy. Unless I missed it earlier, they did already recycle back the Lurker. Because I do happen to look away quite often to look at the chats. Placing back the full custom, leaving their field wide open with 2 set cards. And thank you for doing that. I have to remember to mute people so that I don't possibly get my account deleted by someone saying a slur in chat. I had that disabled earlier. I had to re-enable it because I needed to check something. I just forgot to disable it. Alright, Spy going in again for the 2-0. Nice job, you two. That was a good matchup. You all got to see the 2 Titans of the format. I'll shot it. Okay, let me see the listing of individuals who have submitted their games. Agent and Feed have finished their game, and we just finished that one, meaning we are just waiting on Hikari and Poco. Flying, just nice. Especially yeah, no, that's just how it is sometimes. It's can't realistically play the deck too wrong, too right, though there is a lot more options in order to be how you choose to play it, so it is kind of confusing at times. Okay. Well, since we're here, I do want to look at the listing that Pico sent over. What are you rocking for your listing? Okay, so you are still on Hercules. That is where I was a little bit hesitant myself in playing Hercules, because I was just thinking, it's very much limited targeting for like level 3s and 8s, because you only have like realistically 2 targets, but yeah. Legend Priestess as your primary attack reduction or in mill, which is very understandable. Dropping a Silver Philbellion. Really? Okay. Changing a monster to insect type can technically be good. Stolic Love. Right, that is a card, isn't it? Oh, okay. Playing 3 Soapworm to play the Embrace. More than likely, I don't know if it was purposely playing only 1 Embrace, or that was pre-ban list. You are still on the other names. Okay, fusion lineup, no surprise. Triple layer wire. Yeah. Okay. Well, I am glad that I'm not the only one trying to go into playing the Super Poly, but I honestly forgot that Febron was a Earth insect. I thought it was a light insect for the longest time. Mostly because of the time it came out, but yeah. Okay, let's see. Oh, Peko and Hikari actually reported their scores, so we do have everything. Let me see now for the next round. Okay, so determining, okay, seeing actually both the finalists, is Hikari and Jesse, that are currently, or Agent, that are currently 2-0, meaning that this should be the tiebreaking round, so there will only be 3 rounds for this. Okay. Hello, Melpy. Welcome in. Welcome in. How you doing? Okay. Now, if I don't screw this up, putting no timer, that should work. There shouldn't be a timer on this one. Yes, okay. No, I'm glad you're doing okay. It's understandable that things come up at the last minute. It's all good. I'm happy that you applied for it initially. I hope everything went well and that you're still going to be enjoying your weekend. Okay, so we were once again going to be poking back at Kari. This time we are going to be seeing something a little bit different. It was US casual, isn't it? Feed. Okay, you know what? Let me just reread the message because apparently I'm just stupid. EU casual agent of chaos. Okay, so probably don't need to check. Agent is on, if I'm remembering correctly, yeah, Animagica Warlion, which I do hesitate in trying to name because how much of a deck has to be in order to be identified as one thing? Probably say it's enough the package in order to be saying it is technically identified as Warlion for this. Alright, Agent did not put in a ban list, so we're rehosting it. And now, they're getting their deck is up. Okay, nope, they're ready up. Going in. I mean, no, everyone had their deck list confirmed, so it's not much of a problem. Alright, for the top spot, it is Hikari versus Agent, which is a matchup of Animagica versus... I know we watched Hikari earlier, I already forgot. I am very smooth-brained to some extent. It is an Animagica mirror match. You know what, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't wake up today thinking that I was gonna see this. But, you know what, this is fine. This is gonna work out well. Setting 5, opening up Balloon along with a Knight. Okay. Immediately seeing the Leo gun. Now all they have to do is simply dig for the Warline Assault or Warline Ritual. Though, of course, there are other good options in this, getting the Shoot, Animagica Shoot, or any other possible name. Or, you know, that works too. Curse. Having Curse of Rising Light in your deck, hard activation, turn 2, Pot of Greed. There's the Warline Ritual. Immediately shotgunning out the 2300 vanilla using monsters from hand. Now the question is, do they have any other card they're able to summon out this turn? There's the Whip. Able to at least guarantee Agent to for 2300 damage to face, unless there is interruption, or a way to block damage. Though currently with Knight on field, they cannot. You just face of beast monsters can't be destroyed by card effects, which does include Warline and the Animagica. Quick vote for 23. Okay, they don't have Assault, but they did get out a bit of damage, while also clearing out their hand. Knight Sorcerer final set is another Sorcerer, so that's going to live and keeping out their monsters to get with an attack boost, along with increasing their levels. Which does actually help if Hikari happens to pull out Shoot, then their removal is going to be once again online. Though it fully depends on what they drew. Having 2 set cards in a full hand, their possibilities are very much limited to what they physically have, and the set is just the Cosmos Princess. Okay. Probably more likely you can assume what they're going to be popping, pitching the Justice, Shiny Shady, and Whip. Popping out the Whip. Ooh, right, they can't pop a monster because of Knight, though they did hit the Treacherous Trap Hole, which is a huge thing to hit if you do not have Knight in hand. They still got off the draw 2 from it, which is possibly one of the better things to be getting from it, along with just removing the 1 trap card. Another forceful set card, a 3rd set card. What else is their hand? Tribute summon out Caius. Oh my goodness, okay. Once again, a hard activation of Caius. I say hard activation like there is any other. Activating Caius, removing the Warline from the game. Well, removing him from the game, quote unquote. Swinging into the Knights. Now, Agent's monsters once again can be destroyed by card effects unless they happen to open up another Knight. Where they have the other Animagica that prevents your opponent from activating trap cards when your beast-type monsters are summoned. Which is not Sorcerer, Sorcerer just being an attack and defense boost while giving piercing damage, and also a level boost. So this is the more offensive Animagica. Into the Animagica Shooter! Now able to use that to remove the Caius from board. Besides ignoring the 3 set cards, that will allow Agent to get in at least 4,500 damage, never mind the Warline Assault coming in, which is 4,300 to direct face unless Hikari has something to stop this. Warlion Battlegrounds, an additional 2,000 damage, which should be lethal if I'm correct. 8,300 damage, this is potentially lethal unless Hikari has something to stop this. Which is Mirror Force, the one thing that can actually stop it. They save themselves, leaving Agent on an open board, 1 card left in hand. That is more than likely the reason why they had to get rid of Knight, other than removing everything else. Another set card being Ship 7 Treasure, pitching a Justice to hopefully draw for something else. Another ship pitching another low level, which was the Saber, into a 2nd copy of Saber. This is Hikari's free turn, able to deal as much damage as they can to Agent before they draw again next turn, getting out 3 level 10 monsters. They make Gustav Max into Libel, and they just OTK through this. Okay, rather unfortunate hand, not seeing any of the high levels. Though they still have Knight on board, meaning that they can be protected by card effects. You don't have to worry about something like just a Cosmos Princess or Shoot. Now it's Agent's turn again. All they have to do is worry about 1 set card in the back row, which no longer is a concern here. Okay, calling Dark Meteor. Recycling the Shoot and the Whip, popping the set card. It was Giant Trunade. They were very much prepared for this. Frenzied Panda, though not able to pop anything, and I got their effect wrong earlier. I thought they sent 1 other monster. It's been a minute. Okay. unable to pop anything, but they still get out the free Super War Lion. Though the question now arises is if there's any other way for them to deal more damage this turn. To be able to clear out the 5,700 life points. No, they pass on one set card, swinging in to take out the Knight, leaving them with just Double Saber. Though Double Saber does protect them from trap cards, there is not much else you can realistically expect from the Knights. That's basically it. That's all they do. No free tribute fodder. Animagical Whip going to reduce the War Line down to 300 attack points if they choose to activate it. Another copy of Sorcerer coming in, giving them an additional attack boost, allowing them to get an additional 600 damage off this turn. Which actually, if I think about it, if this set card is not an interactive card, this should realistically be lethal. Poking for 11. Poking 24. And that's game 1 done. Kari stealing the first game. Both players having in a very unfortunate back-to-back hands, though able to cleanly close the game. I say cleanly, it was still very much iffy. Only during the Animagicum mirror match that this happens. Oh my goodness. Going first is Hikari opening up first. Actually, that means that Agent choosing to go second, possibly trying to get a quick bit of damage in through Assault. Though Hikari not leaving any space opens, Agent has to be hoping for any card that can change battle positions, will be Rising Light or Shoot. Double Saber, so they can't activate trap cards. That is a good way to open it up. Getting out 2 Frenzied Pandas. A little unfortunate, though it is not something that you would be too upset about seeing every so often. That fully depends on the rest of their hand, which is a War Alliance Ritual. Sending off the Panda to get out a Super War Lion. They want to keep out the Double Saber. Shotgunning the Calling Dark Meteor, popping one of the set 2 cards. Possibly a little bit afraid of Mirror Force again, or just really wanting to recycle the Frenzied Panda. Shiny Shady, sadly just disrupted by the Saber. One of the many benefits of playing this deck, or Animagica, is that they have ways to protect their monsters in so many different forms. Effect protection, activation from traps, along with just giving everything piercing damage. They have enough material for their low levels to make this work. Or enough coverage for their low levels to make almost anything work with Beast. Though now just passing on Warline and Double Saber, get to see what Hikari can do for this turn. Sending another Knight and 7 ship. Ah, it was Curse? I see. Unfortunate. Tribute of the Balloon for the Whip. Whip apparently MVP, as in I have not seen a singular shoot in a hot minute. Nope, just Whip on Whip. That's just how we run this, I see. Granted, it's still a very good card for dealing that additional amount of damage. And recycling. There's the shoot. That's what we're expecting. Now, if we change the battle position of a monster, then destroy a monster in the opponent's field, they do not have a Knight on board, so their monsters are not protected. Whip coming in, reducing the attack by 2,000, which realistically is a little bit overkill in this case, but that does leave them with a solid 45, 55, 57 damage to face. Okay. So about leaving 2,300 life points, that does give Agent enough room to possibly play a little bit more aggressive next turn, though they still have to worry about the 2 trap... Well, I say possible trap cards, the 2 set cards in Hikari's back row. Though without Warlion, Animagica, though, does have a lot of removal and extenders, does not have the high kill window that Warline does. Frenzied Panda not wanting them to get the removal off, activating Princess Cosmos Beauty Sleep, agent surrendering, having the game pass on that. Rip. That is just how it runs sometimes. Seeing that this is happened to be the last round, we can just hook in on another pairings matchup in that case. I don't think we've seen Bede's gameplay yet. Ooh, my goodness gracious. Let's see. Feed versus Spy. Oh, that's right. Feed is actually on Tamabot. Now, we don't know what game this is, but, you know, we may as well include it for near the end. Necromaid versus Tamabot. I can already assume what most people are going to be cheering for here. I will try to remain unbiased, no matter how based something could be. Though Tamabot Golem, able to stand up, can't be destroyed by card effects, so that means only Reedy is able to remove it, though they are still going to go Lurker to possibly pop the set monster, which could be literally anything. It could even be a Tamabot. Let's see it. Come on, what is it? Reading. Oh, it's choose up to any 3 monsters on your field. Okay. Right, gosh, it's... They print cards like that, oh my goodness. Of course, we'll be acting the resize to get in the candy. Sorry, the Reedy. More likely bouncing the King Golem in order to clear out the field and to deal direct damage. They should not... They have 2 zombies in grave. Not enough. They need to remove 1 zombie from board or get a ritual into grave in order to remove King Golem. They can't get the other zombie in grave, so King Golem is going to stay on board, standing proud and tall. Tall and proud. You know how it is. Okay, King Golem, much more of a menace than we assumed. No-brained. That is understandable. You can... I was also very much thinking it only targeted face-up monsters, so I wasn't here for when he activated its feed activated the effect. It was something? We'll look at your final hand afterwards, because I am a bit curious. Dropping off the King Tamabot, able to add back 2 Tamabot from grave, which multi-Tamabot should be able to be added back, if I can simply just remember his name. Join Tech Leo. Are they going to activate the effect? No, they are simply going to go full aggro on this. Okay. You can't destroy them all by card effects. Supposed to use candy first? Yeah. It happens. We all have those moments. The Tama Bros are back, yes. And King Golem apparently has got hands for days. And I just realized, maybe chocolate syrup in his legs? We'll get back onto that note. Okay, so basically Butte isn't a deck that people play. Shows up here. And then as a fun deck. Kind of, sometimes. I think it's more of like, there's a lot more memes to be using other than Blue Eyes, so you don't really feel like dating Kaiba. Listen, if they simply printed anime woman Blue Eyes into Rush, people would play it. People would also make a lot of questionable fan art about it. And that's like a huge thing that they're missing out on. Not printing more of woman Human Woman Blue Eyes is a lot of missed opportunities from Konami. The amount of money they can make from it. Made with the eyes of blue? Yes. Questionable fan art is best fan art? Exactly. Using the Necromade Reedy to bounce the Tama King Golem, leaving just Kingbot and Leo still on board, unable to destroy card effects. So they either have to get out another way to remove Kingbot, or they're going to be forced to crash. Which they should have enough 25 bodies in order to sacrifice, but they still have to play around with a set card, which could be literally anything. And there's the lantern. There's the lantern! It's never going to escape. I'm always going to find lantern, no matter where it is. Kept a TCG effect? Yes, it would. Though I don't know how they would physically implement it. It would more likely have to summon from hand or grave if it's targeted for an attack, but I think that's a little bit too complex for Rush. I say that, looking at some of these cards is a bit more exaggerated. The Magic Cosmos, Bach, Necromade, Heroes. Oh god, Heroes. See more often. As if with the question of why when a fan art festival in OCG, because they want to see what people can make for such fun fan art. I presume they would do that. Though I don't know if we can fully trust all of them. Okay, passing on a Lurker along with a Carriage. The set pop was a spell card. Once again, it was Backbeat. Man, Backbeat's making an appearance everywhere, but we're never going to see a resolve, apparently. Dropping the Card Trooper, which is weirdly in a very proper deck for it, being an Earth Machine, which is extremely uncomfortable for some reason. It being used in the place that it's meant to be used in, well, it's meant to be used everywhere, but in terms of its actual card, like, type and attribute, very weird. Is that all I can say for it? Uncomfortable? Nope, I can't figure out any more words. All I know is there's a King Tamabot on board. It's possibly fully loaded with Tamabots in Grave. Ooh, but bring out the Ancient Gear Supplier to pop the set card. Okay. Or they're not going to shotgun the Ancient Gear Supplier. They want to set a card first. Okay. Oh, because you have to send a card for cost, right. Man, I forget that they made Ancient Gears weirdly expensive to play in terms of card advantage. Now granted, it does have active field spell, but yeah. Mamabot rolling in, which should have also been a Tamabot by name, but you know, we live as it is. Or King should have been Tamabot by name, which should have been something that could be added off Mom, but that's what I believe. Ooh, Arc Scorpio rolling in. Adding back Fusion or Power Bond by sending another card, then you can special summon a Spiked Centipede from grade, which they have. The Whale import OCG. I'm usually very neutral about it, because I don't mind when they do imports, because a lot of the time when they do imports for decks, they do very well on importing them, and they make them actually interesting. Like, making Harpy not a Floodgate deck is the most impressive thing that I can imagine. Like, what they did with there, pretty good. Monarchs, they did very well on that. That was a lot of fun to be playing. Monarch players in general, very happy about draw 5 every turn. But Fortress Whale, I've always liked Fortress Whale, and it's always been something I wanted to see get a proper deck, along with something like Legendary Fisherman. Just Konami keeps on, you know, for some reason, making it generic Umi cards instead of actually giving us a physical deck, so it's been a little bit up and down, a little questionable. A second activation of Arc Scorpio this turn. Do they have the second Centipede in grade to bring back? They have the second Centipede. Right. Once again, getting another free removal, unless they're going to go straight into Killer Stinger. Okay. Make some those information this time. In terms of, oh, importing a character from 5Ds. Oh god, that's actually hard. Actually, you know what? No, if it's 5Ds, it's either going to be... It's either going to be Stardust, or it would be Black Wings. If anything, more likely Black Wings. See how popular that is? Ooh, okay, Plead not able to get the killing blow this turn. Spy surviving on 600 HP, or LP. Has to make a way to clear out the board, as well as either chip them down or get the killing blow this turn. No protection on any of the monsters. Are you able to loop enough burn 700 in order to get game? Actually, that is a good question in terms of math. See, if you do 3 activations of Lurker here... 21? Right? It's 21. So you'd slim that down on 5,000. You get... Okay, reactivation of the Lurker and 2... you know, I'm not going to say how this would be winnable, but yeah. Yeah, no, I'm all in on the Whale import. I'm very excited to see what they do with it. Charmer, very questionable. I'll leave my opinion up to that once I see the cards. I do love Charmer. I don't know how they're going to import. Activating timer. Do you have more than one option in Grave? We're choosing the Reedy, which... Do they have Lurker in Grave? Oh, they had, what's his name? Carriage in Grave. Removing the main problem fusion, they just have to simply clear out board and somehow deal 71 damage this turn. Which is a lot, because not many decks can realistically kill through full life points, so being a little bit higher at 71 is kind of a tall order. Though granted, they were an even 19 in deck, 19 in Grave. They should have the number of resources they need. All that matters is what is left in their hand, which isn't a copy of Stitch. Activation, or playing for Lurker. Lurker, recycle Lurker. Optional effect, burn for 700. I love that that's an optional effect. Going purely defensive. They don't have a way to kill this turn. That is unfortunate. So they simply have to just survive a singular turn against Tamabot of all things, which is not impossible per se. It fully depends on the cards that feed is going to see this turn. Because even with a King Golem as the only attacking monster, that would only deal 500 damage. They would have to get an additional 100 damage on there. So they would either have to see Killer Centipede, or they will have to see... or Killer Stinger, or have to see something that can boost their attack points or reduce attack points. The Tama Kingbot adding back 2 Tamabots, probably looking for another King Golem. Or they are possibly going to reset, add back Centipede, not Centipede, Scorpio, resummon Centipede. Ooh, Spy surrenders. On to the next game. Very rough game for Necromate on there. But Tamabot Bros, they're gonna live off this for so long. It has actually been quite a while since I've last seen Tamabot played in any way, shape, or form. I was very much surprised when I saw the deck submission of Tamabot in the messages. A little bit fearful, but I was like, it's surely gonna work out. Okay, well, that's a hand. Hard open card trooper, we love to see it. What are you gonna hit off it? Machina Tamabots, Baby Tyrant, Joint Tech Leo, okay. Alright, Card Trooper, hit the Mecha Tamabot, melee into Mamabot, you got if you have King Atomabot, that just kind of circles his hand perfectly. 2 Mechatomabot, Tombot, and a Bombabot. Sadly, he's not for King Golem, but should be enough for... Oh, Mechatomabot, right, is the effect of this card treated as 2 materials for the summon of King Golem. Okay, right. I forgot Konami was on this whole entire tangent at the time for making double fusions. Do we have any general breakdowns for all the submitted decks? Which round we are in? We're currently in round 3. I do have the full listing, submitted listings for the decks, which I will go over near the end. All the decks list, anyone that is signed up has to submit a legal deck list to the bot, and which is compiled in a admin area where we can look at all the listings and such. You know, keep track of everything, do the commands. So we do have that. We can be looking at that afterwards. It's really hard for me to say. It's like I have like a physical listing of all the decks right next to me and not say them out loud what they have in them. What's the score for this match? I kind of came in a little bit late because we were viewing the other match, but as of right now, Tomabot or Feed has taken a game off Spy. I don't fully know if this is if that was the first round or this is the second, but we'll have to see. I can actually ask Spy. Okay, this is game 3, so they're currently 1-1. This is the very stressful third match. This is the very stressful third match of it. Which is very funny, but because it's Tomabot choosing to throw hands with anime women, which is very funny in both directions, because that's making it seem like Nana is willing to throw hands with an egg, and this egg is just really annoyed and wants to fight a woman. Once again, Reedy coming in, avoiding destruction protection, but Arc Scorpio still sitting there, cannot be popped. What do we have for a set card? Possibly nothing. Okay. Leaving it open. That means it can either be a consistency card for next turn, or it's a trap that has not activated. Now, can I just say, like, how pleased I am the fact that I've yet to see anyone activate traditional attacks? I've yet to see that get cited in. Because, like, I don't think anyone's activated any, like, draw-heavy decks. Gotcha! Hitting the Tomabot off the top, so able to summon the Arc Scorpio from hands. That is pretty huge. No back row from Spy, meaning that Feed has full open field just to play in. I completely forgot the saying. You'll have to bear with it, because I cannot physically remember. Activating Arc Scorpio, adding back a copy of Fusion or Power Bond. More likely going to be something... They do have Centipede in gray, and they only have Fusion. Choosing to discard the King Tomabot, okay. Meaning that they don't intend to be going for any King Golem shenanigans yet. They do have the Power Bond set, the one card that was able to survive the last turn. Able to go in for the Joint Tech Killer Stinger. Okay, Killer Stinger seems to be the only monster that they may have for this turn. Okay, they do have a set monster. So they will be taking 3,000 damage from Power Bond. They're able to get in a quick massive damage to their face. Okay. Which I should be able to do the math pretty fast. It is 36... Not 36, sorry. 5,600 damage. I don't know why my brain just went dead there. But now they got a Killer Stinger with 6,000 attack points on field. Can be destroyed by card effects and bounced. So, by that means, okay. We also have to keep in mind that they do have 2 set cards, which could technically be trap cards, but we don't know yet. Immediately going in for the Lurker to see if this is going to be a choice of an interruption. Activating a Compulse Evacuation Device. Ooh! Bouncing back the Lurker, that has to hurt. Though with activation of Legend Strike and 3 cards left in hand, we have to see if Spy is able to remove the Killer Singer from field and is able to regain control of the board. Otherwise, they're going to be in a very difficult situation. Or if they have to leave any face-up monsters on board, Killer Singer will just regain back all the life points that were previously lost, which is realistically 200 life points from the original amount. They do have access to Resize, sending the 2 monsters from their field to the grave, able to summon back either Lurker or Reedy, choosing to go for Lurker to get some of the pick damage in, and popping a card, which will either be one of the 2 sets or the Killer Stinger. That all depends on the rest of their hand. Looking low on resources, I believe they are actually out of zombies. They have 1 zombie left in grave. Maybe, if I can physically check the grave. Ooh, no, they have order though. Okay. So they're able to add in a copy of Cook or Timer, which I don't believe Timer would do much here. They do, okay, they have 3 zombies in grave. So Timer does have legal targets in grave if they're able to remove Lurker or they have another low level in hand. They can summon back Carriage, or if they have a way to remove Lurker, then they get Lurker. That fully depends on what they're going to be playing, though. They choose to go for Timer, which should have been named Clock. I don't know why it's Timer, but we live with it. I know it's a pocket watch. We can't even say if it's a stopwatch. Necromaid Resize, giving out Reedy. Now they have a Timer in hand with a mystery card, which could have been shown and I might have missed, but we never know. Choosing not to take out the Lurker, okay. So what are the remaining cards? They're choosing to set a monster. And the last card. If it's a spell or trap card, okay, so it can either be a Timer in hand or Timer in field. They're able to remove the Killer Singer, leaving 1 set card on their board. Feed not having to worry about any copies of any trap cards. Joint at Cobra, really good card to see on your opening field. Able to get back Arch Scorpio. Getting back a copy of Power Bond, Arch Scorpio effect. Summon out Spiked Centipede. Joint Tech Joints. Okay, choosing to use that to change the battle position. That being Timer. Okay, last card in hand, we still don't know what it was. Activating Power Bond, possibly going in for the game. Insane game 3. Tamabot might be stealing. Is stealing us. But very well done from both parties. Very intense game. Very stress-inducing as well. Oh my goodness gracious. That was actually a really good duel. Well done, the 2 of you. Now we just wait on them to report the scores, which I believe Pico and Luna have both submitted their scorings. Now we just simply wait on Spy and Akari to submit their scores as well. And then we'll be able to see talk about the breakdown of the listings. Yeah, it's like really weird. I'm gonna be honest, like you roll in with a Tamabot, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I don't know what's happening, but I trust you enough to make this work. That was basically my initial thought. It was just, I go through like the submitted deck list, I see Tamabot, and I'm like, they know something here, that this is just going to work out. And I trust that. I just trust them blindly. Okay, now that that was done, I should be able to close it out. I just simply have to find the command again. Okay, so... Actually, the funny thing is, I think I probably force another round, but that is a very definitive top. Because if Hikari happens to lose again, and Feed, Agent, or Pico win... Actually, no, not Pico. So either Feed or Agent win, then they would happen to be in a tiebreaker once again with Hikari, which would force another round, which wouldn't make any sense. So I believe that is it. Let me just casually do finish extravaganza. Yay! Okay, moving over to this. Let me grab. And I realized the music once again stopped. Y'all ready for the same round? God, it just happens to... I just get like so into it. I just don't really think about it. Cancel. Yeah, Kingdoms Rush BT's extravaganza, yay! For a top cut? I mean, there could be a top cut if that's what y'all want to do. Normally, you just kind of go through Swiss, but it's also kind of hard to go through top cut when there's like a party of 8, so... Yeah, no, sadly. A lot of the people that signed up did happen to bail out, and you did get the flawless run, so that is by default, there's not going to be a round 4, because the point difference is too high. Yeah, Animagica topping. Yeah, for the New Year's tournament with the 8 peeps, we have Hikari standing in 3-0 with pure Animagica. Can I do this one? Oh, no worries. No, I fully get it. Listen, I can sit in tournaments and we don't know what's going to happen sometimes. It's either going to be like 3 rounds or it's going to be like 12 rounds and I'm here for like the next 8 hours. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. It's all random, but not really random. It's all weird points, but yes. Hikari won with pure Animagica. Let's give it up to them. Let's go. Agent or Jesse coming in 2-1 with Animagica Warlion. So Animagica stealing first and second place. But we did get the power move of Warlion giving out to pure Animagica through sheer brick power. And then third place, Feed. Of all things, Feed coming in with Tamaba, which I'm very impressed by. Very base choice, very based. Yeah, I mean, congratulations to the top 3 players. After that, we do have Pico 4th, Spine 5th, Kuro 6th, Luna in 7th with a very fantastic username. Eternity United, sadly, they didn't appear today, which is very unfortunate, but that is just how it is. Yeah. And before we start looking over the deck list, I will say, and no worries, there will be other tournaments, though I can't say immediately that will be streamed, but I will be doing more on the server. This time, I promise you, I will not set a timer on the rounds that will be 2 minutes. I promise you it will be the case. Okay, so let me go through the tournament listing. So, of course, I already said the main representatives, but we will go through the winning deck list. If I can physically find them first. Let's see this. There's Hikari's deck list. Part of me should have realized I could have just downloaded these ahead of time, but I didn't. That's fine, I can always just download them. Go to Project Ignis. Deck list. But yes, let's swap you back over to Edo Pro. Okay, so now this should be under Hikari. If I can remember how to... Okay, yeah, there we go. This is Hikari's first place deck list. Yay! Rocking a 10-card side deck. I gotta say, I feel that so bad. I feel that so bad, like not being able to fill up a full 15-card side deck. But, understandable. You gotta love all the one-ofs in this deck. The one of Ryozai, of course, Legend card, one of Gardna, one of Jess. And that's basically it, but you... never use the slide deck, I'm a noob. No, I get that. I don't even touch the slide deck myself. At some points, I'm just like, you know what? This card just looks pretty. I want it in my side deck just because it's there. But yeah, no, solid build. Animagical Leader. Still, I know it's a good card. I know it's a good card. It's always surprising to see it in here, even at one copy. Very light in terms of the high levels, but playing 30 of the shooters, playing 2 of the whip, 1 leader. And of course you got your standard 3-ups of the deck, which is Saber, Knight, Sorcerer, Tricorn, the one guard. I was gonna say unfortunately the one Gardna, but at the same time, I don't want this card back at 3 until the deck is like, I don't even know if I want this back at 3 at all, because it's a really good card. It's too good of a card. 3 Balloon, which maybe one day might get hit, probably won't. 3 Justice, Just the Cosmos Princess, Giant Grenade, New Start, which is always a fun card, though I don't believe there was many people actually normal summoning level 7 or monsters, which is... Wait, sorry, normal summoning... Oh yeah, it's just any normal summon monster, isn't it? That's right, that's why it's a good card, I forgot about that. Sorry, I got that backwards. 3 Shiny Shady, Ship, Princess Cosmos Beauty Sleep, and a Mirror Force. Very good, congratulations once again. Very good deck list. Now then, let's roll up with Agents listing, which I do know that Agents initially copied the I don't know what to call them. I call them templates, but I guess in this case we'll call them rentals, because it's kind of funny. Copied out one of my rental templates. So it would be under the letter J. You once again must bear with me as I remember letters. Oh, maybe I gotta bail out and then I gotta go back in, yeah. There we go. Yep, my good old the one Animagica Majesty that I happen to leave in. No side deck as well. Going in just as, okay, I'll be honest, this is just like how you play it, okay? Like, there's not much that you're willingly siding out unless you're like hard countering decks. Because the deck has many options itself in terms of removal, so it is pretty peak as it is. But yeah, pretty much the same loadout, just replacing the 1 leader with a copy of Bahamut, the King of All Animals, which, I gotta say, I love this card. It's sometimes difficult to play. It's sometimes difficult to play. Of course, 3 Sorcerer, 3 Saber, only 2 Knight, Gardna, Balloon, that's how it is, because you're making room for the entirety of the Warline package, which this one does happen to be playing Warline Ritual. Hyperdrive Screwdriver should go crazy against this. You won't believe this, I actually saw a top listing a while ago of Hyperdrive Screwdriver Turbo. I don't remember if I have it saved or not. I don't think I do, but that is a very good point. A Hyperdrive Screwdriver would be very funny against some of these decks, wouldn't it? I'm gonna keep that noted. Congrats to you. Going in for 3rd. Just download them all at once. Yeah, I know. You know, actually, sounds like I can just do that, can't I? Yeah, I can. Okay, fine, I'll download them all at once. We don't have to constantly switch back and forth shenanigans. I'm forever gonna have this name in my... Mofi drops. This is Spy. I believe Spy did actually change around their initial listing. It's... Veiled Go. I already got Hikari. What am I doing? So, I'm also 100% keeping this listing for Tomobot tabs. Based. It's kind of cool. I like it. Then that should be it for the listings. So now we'll go back in and go for moving back the Child Advance into an open tab so I can physically see it. Okay, so of course, next we have feed, which is under M's. Can I remember the letter M? Can you spot the letter M? Because BT can't. We have Tamaba for third place for feed. Very good. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm a little overwhelmed by Tomabot at the second. Okay, so baseline. 3 Tomabots choosing not to play the all art in there. Shameful. Shamed. 2 King. 3 Centipede, 3 Arc Scorpio. You know, I'm gonna be honest, that just seems like the best kind of loadout in terms of high-level joint tech monsters. Wait, how many? Give me a second, it's been a while. We have Rex, Hero, Stego. I don't know if I count Prime Rex in this. God, they have too many high levels. You know, yeah, no. You got all the good high level 7 Earth machines in the game. Oh my gosh. 3 Leo. 3 Baby Tyrant. Very... Okay, you know, this is just a good card. It is just a good card. Gain back your joint type joint. 3 Supplier, 2 Mamabot. Card Trooper, 3 Mecha Tomabot, 3 joints, which is basically just Book of Moon, but for machine, for any deck actually. It's also a fusion spell. Book of Moon, that's also a fusion spell. Fusion, Power Bond, Overrush Storm, not playing Dark Calling Meteor, which, I'm gonna be honest, I can't physically blame you. Also, Dark Calling Meteor. Possibly my favorite card I've seen today from you was Tamatama Godchance. A very funny card, which you resolved quite a lot. Honestly, you resolved this way more than you probably should have, which is pretty much of an achievement than anything. Well, I guess it is if you sent any Earth machine, but this card was like very clutch for a lot of it. Compulse. Okay, so you were on Shiny Shady. Yeah. 3 Earth machines whose attack equals their own defense. Can you actually summon that in this deck list? Or is it just there for aesthetic reasons? You do have 3 of the gears. Okay, so you have 4 cards that can be fused into it. It's a very, I assume, very situational thing that's never going to come up, but if it did, I would have been happy. 3 King Golem, 3 Killer Stinger, Tom Burst, Tama Boost, you know how it is. Hero Fighter doesn't come up. Tama Mainbot, however you say it. The card that started it all. The card that inevitably didn't realistically show up much, but I appreciate you have the option technically. And if it wasn't for Mechaton count as 2 materials, probably would have been... I don't even want to dare say you would see this more often now. Side decking. I would have been playing a deck with him. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, that's what we like to hear. Just by coincidence. Let's go. Side deck, as you would assume, Jinzo. Support unit, Kumamimi, which I'm... Honestly, I completely forgot about this. This is something you would normally see on the main deck. Though it does make sense that you put this in the side deck. That is a good, just piercing card for Earth Machines. The 3rd copy of Mamabot. Okay, you sided in the joint tech Cobras, I assume for the games where your opponent's playing more removal. Singular Backbeat, 2 Mischief, 3rd copy of Fusion, the other copy of Batbeat with the alt art. 2 traditional attacks. There it is. There's the traditional attacks that we always want to see. And Shiny Shady. But yes, feed with 3rd place. Let's go. Okay, continuing down the line, we will have Echo coming in with the Executee. Okay, wow, we really just missed Echo's games. There was an Executee lesson there. Just by chance, we missed them. Oh my gosh. Oh, right, okay, yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. So, you know, of course, your standard Executee lineups, not much different from them. Death Decol, really good card. Balloon. Pegasus, I don't want to say this is a more recent card, but I would say in terms of Executees, the most recent card, which has been very amazing card, adding back Lear or Riding, which you aren't playing Riding actually, but you are playing the 3 copies of Lear, which still pretty good. 3 Ordals, which has actually been seen a bit of play thanks to its more recent Contact Fusion monster, Duordol, the Adorable Star, which is basically Contact Fused with itself, which the original monster does set up for itself. Shuffle 4 cards to your opponent's graveyard, up to 4 cards your opponent's graveyard in the deck. Special summon a level 3 or 4 monster from the grave to your field face up. You cannot activate the effect of this card again this turn, so hard once per turn. Yeah, so basically just a reborn for the deck that can automatically be set up by your own fusions, fusion materials. The fusion materials set themselves up, as I just said. And, you know, it also destroys your opponent's graveyard, so, you know, just generally a good card. Justice, Card Trooper. Then the rest is just your standard Executee lineup. Though Executee did actually get a power boost from the recent set by getting, if I'm correct, Proudy Frontier was the card that they just got? No, was it? Give me a second, I'm thinking about this. I think it was Proudy Frontier that came in the most recent set. Don't quote me. It was Lear. Okay, it was Lear Frontier that just came out. Dang it. Okay. Thank you, Peko, for correcting me. Yes, they just recently got this in the last set. I think last set. Once again, it's been a minute. Because we're literally coming on to the next set, so I've just ignored the entirety of this format. Blackluster Soldier, why? Because you have the card. You have the card. Some of the unique stuff back here. Star Salvation Shield. Stumbling Rock. A very fun card you sometimes see for control decks. When your opponent normal summons a monster, and they have 2 or more monsters in the field, change the 3 attack position monster your opponent's field to face up defense. Your opponent cannot tribute them for the tribute summon. So this is just good for a lot of other decks that kind of just like end off on some cards that you can't realistically destroy or interact with too well. Seems like doing this against Gradius. It's very funny. Change custom to defense mode. What are they gonna do? Simply cry, or they remove it with their other extenders, but they would have to open them. But yeah, no, very good, very good. 4th place for... Oh, good job for you. Spy rolling in. I know Spy resent their deck list a couple of times. They were working on it. Damn it, Luna, your name is really just like catching me off guard. Absolutely loaded side deck. What you exactly expect from Necromade is on the 2 copies of Hanpod, one of my favorite generic free agent cards from this recent sets. Basically, shuffle a ritual spell from either graveyard in the deck, then summon a level 7 to 9 ritual monster from your graveyard to your field face up. Absolutely love the card. Nana, still well deserved to stay at 1. Should not be at anything other than 1, I'll be honest. Of course, your Railers, Timer, Guard, Lantern, Balloon, Legend Necromancer, which I believe is the only time we actually saw this in the tournaments, which is okay, because, you know, not a lot of decks are really playing that, but it's always nice to see it. Once again, it's a Fiend. On the 1 copy of Lichy, I know that it's very hard to consume sometimes, but that is just how, you know, just sometimes you got too many good extenders in the deck, you just kind of limit yourself. Card Trooper, 2 Legend Strike, and then, you know, your standard collection to order a single copy of Jewel Tusk Force Jewel, which is Pot of Greed. And I just realized Spy's on their favorite archetype, or card series of Rush, which is Plasmatic, which they held off on for playing this because they're preparing mentally for the Defiant Souls release next week. So they were playing zombies this time around. 1 copy of Necromade Trickment, very fun card. Traditional attacks, I'm dead inside. Micromade Doctor. Yeah, and then, you know, just your side deck, Ghost Cyclone still there. Oh yeah, yeah. Very fun. They really thought about the side deck. Okay, so after that, it is Kuro. It's Kuro, who is in 6. We got the basic listing for Sidra plus Radius. Granted, I get a little bit hesitant on calling this Cyber Dragon, even though it is kind of just like a technically 2-card package. Though people are saying Cyber Serpent's part of the package, but at the same time, you're going to play Cyber Serpent regardless of whether or not you're playing Cyber Dragon, so I don't count it. Like Cyber Variation and Serpent, they're played regardless of anything. But also playing the Acebreaker set, which I guess I can just point out while I'm here. You're playing your original Acebreaker plus Ultimate Flag, which you can tribute itself to add back a light machine with 2516, which is Acebreaker, then you can, or Ace Sword, and then you can special summon Ultimate Flag Acebreaker from your hand. So you add a pack up to one or both of the cards to your hand, and then you can either use Ace Sword / to pop a card, or you can just summon your Acebreaker from hand and then use Ace Sword / as fodder for just anything else. It's very cool. And then of course your favorite card in the deck, Cyber Rush Fusion. Fusion summon a card that lists Cyber Dragon, shuffling up to 5 light machines from your graveyard, your deck to material, and then you can fusion summon the monster. Then the monster that is summoned by this effect, your monster that is summoned by the effect, destroy all other monsters. So what you would do is summon out one of your 2 Chimera techs in order to attack multiple times, in order to just OTK or just going for game, unless you know you shotgun this first, then you play your deck. But yeah, we love seeing Radius, it's a lot of fun. Then lastly, we have Luna, whose name I'm not going to use from their listed name on challenge log. Took me a bit to realize this. The Sky Saver build that we were messing around with, they have actually made a couple of changes to this the last time I saw it. Okay. Vibing. Okay, so they replaced the high level for the deck. They're playing 2 copies of Sworn Supporter now. Okay. So this is a very big surprise, because I didn't notice that they made so many changes to it. They are on 1 copy of Miss Assassin now. That's pretty base. Still the Hero Prisma, your regular lineup for 3 Dukes, 3 CLs, 3 Legend Priest, of course, for the copy of Legend Possessed, using monsters from hand, 1 copy of Anji, 2 Seer, 2 Ragna. 2 Seer still very much surprising considering the fact that it only has 1 fusion that only works with equip cards, which is fine, but it's a name. That's it. 3 Soel, 3 Lua, 2 Prayer, 2 Witness, you know how it is. Fusions, Legend Possessed to get out your Celestial Warrior, which does actually work with Sky Saver Prayer. You can activate Sky Saver Prayer. Target Lineage Magician. It was Lineage Magician the entire time, not Saber. Saber was the other one. I've been calling out the wrong girl this entire time. Lineage Magician can be revived off Sky Saver Prayer, which is actually one of the bigger things with this deck. And then for your side deck, you just how know it. It's kind of basic. Once again, showing off their love for the upcoming set. They were playing Sparkstars Ashen, which actually, well, you know what? That's an illegal card. All right, Luna, you're banned. Get out of here, you're banned. You're playing an illegal card in this format, banned. And they're playing Sparks, okay. So they're fully committed to like playing Sparks next format. 3 Laura Lemmings because they want to be a horrible person. I'll be honest, I did too. It's very funny. It's very mean, very funny too. Rising Lights, you know how it is, traditional attacks, and intentional draw. I gotta say, this is one of my favorite side deck cards to play, because it just feels very pointless, but it's also very funny. Non-destruction removal, but it just returns both monsters to the hand or in the battle phase. Very funny. But yay! That was the 2026 New Year's Rush Duel Tournaments, yeah! I'll be making a proper infograph on later when I compile the information and the, make the actual graphs for this later. Yeah. I will be sharing the general information for everything. I will be showing the top deck list and post in my YouTube post and also on Twitter, like Discord and all that jazz. Yay! Yes, I'm so happy about this. Thank you all for coming by and participating in this. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed seeing all of your decks. It was so great. And if I can remember what I was going to say. But yes, if y'all choose to stick around for the in Kingdoms Discord, I am going to be just hosting another tournament next week for the release of the new deck building set. That will be happening over multiple days, so if you have a life and busy schedule, you can duel in between the days. That's just how it is. But yeah, thank you all for stopping by today. It's been an absolute blast. Thank you all who came by to participate. Thank you all who came by to view it as well. Special thank you to Spy for tolerating my very difficult lead in terms of hosting, or not really hosting, in terms of using the bots very poorly. The real hero today, Spy. Let's give it up to them. Yeah. And once again, a big congratulations to our winners for today, Hikari, Agent, and Feed. Once again, final round of applause for the two of them. Good job. Good job. Great done. Hey guys, I hope y'all enjoyed, and I hope y'all are ready for 2026, and where, hopefully, I might be doing a bit more. Yes. Hey guys, I hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see y'all next time.